kind of hot and kind of healthy. Maddie and I were just talking about how she burnt her lips while eating sushi in Mexico. And we were like, okay, we need to
Mm-hmm.
do a Mexico recap because last
Mm-hmm.
episode you were just about to leave. And now you've been
Mm-hmm.
there for a little over a week.
Almost 2 weeks. Yeah,
2 weeks.
almost
Oh,
two
two
weeks.
weeks. Shit. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Two, yeah, 2 weeks
Bi-weekly.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep, bi-weekly. But yeah, one thing I didn't know about Mexico City is that two things. They name a lot of streets off different cities, like Tokyo. There's
Oh,
like
that's cool.
there's a Roma Norte, so there's a very Italian area. What else? And there is a big population of Asians, a
Oh,
lot.
wow.
Um, I went to a Korean restaurant with my cousin. It was really good, like very traditional, and he's been to Korea. So he's like, this was really good.
Was it like Korean
Um,
barbecue or?
so like you
Oh,
sit down and you have that like big dish thing, and then you like
yeah.
serve. It was good. I still left hungry then. uh, the food got lost in translation. So I was like, my cousin's girlfriend was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a ramen bowl," and she's learning English. She's pretty good, and she's like, "It's really spicy though." And I was like, "Oh, like, do they have like rice bowls?" So she goes, "Yeah," and they ordered me a cup of rice, and I wanted like,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, like a
okay.
meal.
Yep. That could definitely. Does she like is her first language Spanish?
Yeah, she's just
Okay.
started learning English for about a year now.
Oh, wow. And you know like a little Spanish.
Not enough to do
Not enough.
anything.
Okay. So yeah, rice bowl. Rice bowl
Yeah,
could definitely get lost in translation because it's like, yeah, bowl of rice. Sure.
yeah, it was like just something like taza de arroz, like a cup of rice, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
no. So I was just like going ham on the meat. But I
Yes.
mean it was really good. But to the burning incident,
Your free lip
long story short,
injection.
yes. Let me know in the comments. Do you think I just put like this is me with like chapstick trying to like revive like my lips?
Did
They
it
hurt. Like
literally like burn your lips? Like if you were to like drink like
mm,
your tea or coffee like really quickly and it like burns, you'll get like a little kind of bump. Or does it just feel they feel so dry, like it sucked all the life out?
the latter. It's like a combination because I'm having a reaction right now with my protocol.
Mm.
Um, long story short with that, I'm working on getting the staph out of my nose. And almost on week 3 now. And we're working with I can never say it, immunologist.
Immunologist?
Yes. And he said it's kind of like I'm probably butchering this, but because we are working on this infection, my body's reacting to us working on the infection.
Okay.
So my literal, you can't tell, but my literal whole body skin, like it's kind of going away. I was getting a reaction from my
Oh.
necklace. My skin is so dry.
Oh, wow.
Like yeah, it's like hurting. So it's like, I don't know if it's like that from the chili, but
Is Mexico like right now this time of year? Is it cold, hot? Is it humid at all? Like, because I know obviously,
it's
like, we're both on the East Coast. It's fucking freezing.
mhm. Yeah, no. It's like a combination of like fall, early fall, but then also they're having like random like hot days. So it was like 80 degrees one day. I was like, oh, I
Holy
wasn't
shit.
ready for that. I
Yeah,
know.
right.
But then like some days, like I literally have like it's like 50, 60 in the morning, and then by like 11, 12, it's like 70 almost. So it's like
Yeah.
nice, like if you're going out and doing stuff, like everyone wears jackets in the morning, everyone wears jackets at night, like I'm like, where's my jacket?
Yeah.
Like it's chilly. It's funny, but anyway, so yeah, so I go to eat this poke bowl that I got amazing from Moshi Moshi, and I was like, oh, I need soy sauce, and I'm eating it in the car because long story short, we got stranded in the city on our last day. So I just dump the whole soy sauce in there, and I see like it's dark in the car, things go in, I'm like, it's probably just like, I don't know, sushi or soy sauce stuff, who knows.
Yeah.
And I'm just pounding. I'm pounding this sushi bowl with chopsticks, mind you, which is hard because I can't use chopsticks very well. And something goes in my mouth, and I just, I chew my food. Like we should chew our food, right? I'm chewing, and then I swallow, and I'm like, oh my god, I was like, I think I just had a chili. And my aunt's like, yeah, didn't you know it's Mexico? There's chilies and soy sauce. I'm like, no one told me. No one gave me the memo. My mouth. Sometimes I think smoked paprika is hot. That's my level of
Oh,
heatness.
girl.
You would have loved. I
I would
was.
have probably loved it. I would have been a little
Yes.
like if I eat hot stuff, like I got sweaty and like my nose runs, but I'm like, this is so good.
I was sweating. I was crying. My aunt was dying hysterically. I'm literally crying. That's how freaking hot this. My
Were
mouth.
you
I
scared for your
had.
life?
I was like, do we need to pull over? Like, I need to throw up. Like, what do I have to do? Like, it hurts so freaking bad. And then finally, I keep eating, so I'm starving, and like, hopefully, hoping it will like stop burning. And I take all the chilies out into like, one of the bag. I finish it, and now my lips feel like they've just been like cracked to hell because of that chili.
That is that is such a Maddie problem. Like
I know.
who else does that happen to? Um
I know.
RIP to your lip. I mean, they look like fuller right now. So like
They
ride it
do.
out as much as you can. Just keep putting the Vaseline on and be like, bitch, I am a new woman.
Lips by
But like
chili.
lips, lips X chili. It's a new collab. Lip injections are
Uh,
expensive, so just eat some chilies.
yeah, yeah. So I never want to repeat that again. But that was fun. But we were in the city from
Yeah.
Friday to Wednesday, and it's so fun. There's such good food everywhere. We were watching the Day of the Dead parade from our rooftop Airbnb, like the top of
Love.
it.
Yeah.
And it was really far away, but there are 20, how many million? 20 million people in Mexico City, I
Yeah.
think. So we didn't go walk down there because it was
I
insane.
saw on your story, right? There's
Mhm.
like just like all of the like the whole crowd of people. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that gives me anxiety.
Yeah, you would have died. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people. Like Mexico City is like insane. Like we would go walk down this one street, and we were like in it's called the Square. It has like one of the oldest churches there. And I was just like, "Oh my God, so many people." Like I'm just like, "Oh, I send pictures to my husband because he hates a lot of people." I'm like, "You would
Yeah.
love this."
Yeah. You're like, you're missing out. Oh
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
But that's like super, especially for you. You haven't been back in a while. So like it's fun that you're getting to do a bunch of different things. Like where are you now? So you were in Mexico City for a bit and now
Mhm. I'm back at my grandma's house.
oh, perf.
It's called Ecatepec, and it's 45 minutes. I never know. North,
Okay.
I think north from the city.
Okay.
But it's
So like
it's a
what's
town.
the vibe? Like small town, what are we like what's the vibe?
2 to 3 million in this town.
Holy shit.
I know.
That's
It's so
crazy.
populated. I
Oh, oh my
know.
God.
I know. It's like, I guess our little area of it is small, but like we went to like the city of this town, I guess you could say. And we were just walking around, and there were so many markets. There was a lot of people there. I was like, "Oh my God, there's just so many people everywhere. It's insane."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I mean, God, like it's so funny in so like I'm from Boston, but we live in Vermont in the big city like closest to us, like a half hour from where we live is Burlington. It's so fucking
Book
small.
Factory.
Like yeah, Burlington Coat Factory. I was telling Maddie about something and I said Burlington. She's like, the Coat Factory? I'm like, no, girl. Like, but it made me laugh. But no, it's like so small and like the way that people up here who like are from here originally like talk about Burlington and act about Burlington, I'm like, this is nothing. Like this is so tiny. Like it's so
Mhm.
crazy, but it's like the big like pop in area. And I'm like, yes, it's fun, but I'm like, it's so small. Like the things that like people say in like the Facebook groups, I'm just like, y'all are so crazy. Like the way that you talk about this like big city, it just like makes me fucking laugh. I'm like, maybe you need to take a trip elsewhere because
Yeah.
it's tiny, but like, holy shit, That is a lot of people. Even in like it's not even a city, it's like a town.
Yeah, I mean, it's like yeah, town, city. I mean, it's a little, I don't know, town, but
She's
like
like,
we
I
went to
don't
like
know.
I don't know. I just show up places.
Yeah, I feel you.
But but I did these stupid headphones. Look at that. It's so annoying. I
Oh,
don't
it's
know why.
falling
They're
off.
Beats. Yeah,
You
it's
can
like the
order little covers over them.
I need to do that because that looks not great. Anyway, I did get in the town here before we left. I got a new belt and
Oh
I got it from this
yeah.
guy. I need to just post a video of it, but it's 100% leather. He sized it perfectly, cut it in everything, and it was $10. A leather black belt. It's so
Slay.
I know.
I
I
love
I need
that.
two more, like thin ones, but it's
Yeah.
so pretty. I threw away my shitty ass Target one that was
Yeah.
like literally falling apart. But yeah, it's just nice. It's like I've seen some posts of people being like, don't go and shop at what's it called? At flea markets and thrift stores because you're taking stuff away from the people that live there. But like because everything is cheaper. Yes, our
Yeah.
dollars stretch more. Like $1 of US dollar is 18 pesos.
Yeah.
18. So it goes a far away when you have dollars, obviously. But
Sure.
I don't know if I agree with that. Like if I'm giving money to someone, like isn't that helping them and their economy? And you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's, you know, more complicated than just saying like don't shop, at these places that are less expensive because it's like, well, if I can support somebody's,
Yeah.
business and help them live their life and all that, then
Hmm.
it's so much more complicated. I feel like people oftentimes throw out just like blanket statements and it's like, okay, but like we need to
Hmm.
look at things like much more dynamically. As a society, many people look at things so black and white, like about
Yeah.
everything. And it's like, well, it's much more nuanced than that. And like
Yeah.
I would have totally like, one, I'm gonna like if I'm going into like these little markets, like I'm definitely gonna buy things because like I feel bad. I don't know how to say no to people. Like if we're like at the farmer's market and I
You'd be
look at
such a
something,
sucker.
you know what? I am and I don't give a shit. I like
Uh,
I bought these like handmade like knit gloves. I've worn them once. I didn't really need them, but I was like, you know what? I'll support you, girl. Sure. Like give them to me. They're cute, like aesthetically, but I don't really love them.
mhm.
But yeah, no, like if you want me to buy something, just talk to me and I will feel too awkward
Uh,
to say no.
yeah.
So if you want to make money, just talk to me and I will probably buy something from
Uh, like people act like some people who are buying from like I bought my nieces and nephews toys for Christmas,
yeah,
and it was from like a little like there's a lot of Central American people here, like a lot because
yeah,
they are trying to go to the United States. That's like a whole
sure.
nother conversation we could have. At one point there was like 4,000 that literally came into Mexico and they just let them in because they're like, well, they're trying to go to the US, so they're just
Yeah,
passing through. So anyway, there's a lot of them that sell things that they make themselves, like skirts, bags, you name it, they probably have it. So I'm buying stuff like that. I'm not buying a property in Mexico, taking
right,
someone out of their home. You know what I mean? I'm helping
right.
a mom who doesn't have a job because she has kids and she's knitting stuff at home.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the
Difference.
such a big difference is when
Yeah.
if you were to move there and you're getting property for cheaper and all this sort of stuff, that's a different story. And that's why I think things are like so nuanced. Like my sister right now she lives in Vietnam, but she used to live in Thailand and if you want to buy property in Thailand, you have to give up your US passport, you become a citizen in Thailand
Oh.
because a lot of people from, Western countries would buy property because it's
Yeah.
beautiful, it's cheap, but it's like you're taking somebody's, you know,
Yeah.
home. And so because I was watching a TikTok or something the other day about like, oh, just move somewhere else and it's really cheap and get property and all that. And it's like, no, it's not really like that because
Hmm.
um certain governments, which I do think is a good thing, are like, well, you need to relinquish your US passport and your citizenship. If you want to get the benefits over here, then you're gonna,
Hmm.
be a part of our economy and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
supporting like a mother or a father or somebody that's like, especially like handmade toys or something like beautiful, it's like that that is something that I love. And it's just such a creative and beautiful thing, and it's like just like you can like you're seeing it's made with like love, and it's like
Hmm.
I love that. I love that. I'd rather support something small than like fucking mass producing and just like buying something really shitty on Amazon, and I'm like,
Exactly. And also it's kind of funny how much stuff that they're selling is like made from China and like crappy stuff. Like,
yeah, sure.
and we were just looking through the markets, and there is a huge market. I'm gonna butcher the name, Kyokan, I think it is. But it's like 3.5 hours maybe from here. Or actually,
Okay.
no, just kidding. It was like a half an hour from where we were, so it's probably like maybe hour and a half from here. But it is where like locals go. They get food, get drinks, get some toys, or they're just shopping on a lunch break type thing. But I got the toys there. And it's all like handmade stuff. You're not allowed to take any pictures because they don't want you to steal
Mm,
their
yeah.
ideas and stuff. It massive. It is a like
Wow.
huge, it's like Costco like size market
Oh
of
shit.
like of handmade stuff. So really
Wow.
cool.
That is
Really
really
cool.
cool. Oh, I love
Um,
that.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I told my sister when she comes home, I was like, I want you to surprise me with like a couple like just like pieces of art and different stuff. Because whenever she comes home, like we just have like random stuff from wherever she travels, just like all around the house. And I love it because I'm like,
Mm,
it's so beautiful. Like all of the art pieces, it's just so
hmm.
beautiful. I love it. Um,
Would she move and like stay in Thailand permanently?
That I believe is her goal. So she's gonna come home for a friend of hers is getting married October 24th. So she's coming home probably next summer after her semester ends because she teaches. And then she'll be home until probably October 25 because James and I are getting married September 25. And then I believe she'll go and teach back in Thailand for a bit of time, or she might go volunteer in South America before she goes. But is, it's very hard to get an answer out of her. I was like, we are going dress shopping July 24. And I like picked a weekend, picked a date. And I was like, if you're going to be home, great, you can come. If you're not home, great. I don't know what to tell you, but we're going this day. And it's like very hard because she's like, well, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be happening. I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm coming. And I'm like, girl, go live your damn life. This is what I'm doing. If
Yeah.
you want to be there. Also, she's gonna be listening to this. So hi, Katie. Shout out.
But I
um,
mean, again, does she just teach English?
She is an English teacher in Vietnam. In Thailand, she taught like science, math, English,
Oh,
all of that
wow.
sort of stuff. Yeah, so she she does it all, and she's so funny because like the kids love her just because like she has that like
Hmm.
she's like has like teacher energy, and she
Hmm.
always like tells me like these little stories, and she'd be like, oh my God, like they are just like either like absolute angels or they're fucking crazy. And she's like, they're
Uh-huh.
obsessed with me. Like I don't know what to do. I'm like, you just give off that energy. Like that's amazing. I don't think I
Eh,
would be a good teacher.
I wouldn't either. Does she speak any other languages?
Um, Spanish a little bit. She knows some Thai. And then probably she only been in Vietnam for like maybe a month and a half at this point. So I'm sure she's picked up a little bit, but it's it's like to learn certain languages, like I know Thai is like it's a tonal language, and then it's also like like
Oh,
symbols, I think. So like
oh,
you could, it's because it's a tonal language, and I could be wrong, so I'm not exactly sure, but I believe you could say something like you could say red coat, but obviously it would not be in English. And somebody might not know what you're saying, but you could say red coat and like they would understand. So like it's a
oh,
difficult language to learn. Like tonal languages are
wow.
harder because you're not just
Yeah.
learning the word, but you have to learn the tone. So
Hmm.
she she tries and she'll teach me certain things, and I just love like hearing her like through her experience. I'm like, that is really hard.
Hmm.
Like, props to you. So I'm sure teaching English to her students is like just a different challenge because they're used to like a tonal language versus like English is not. But it's super cool. It's super
Yeah.
cool. I like to brag about her.
Yeah. I would too. That's cool.
It's awesome. But
Oh,
yeah, yeah, that's the vibe right now. But you will be in Mexico through Thanksgiving. So do you guys have like other like any other plans to travel other places? Are you staying put for a while? I know your parents were coming, which is like exciting.
yeah, they'll be here on Saturday.
Ah, that's awesome.
And
Oh, tomorrow.
and oh yeah, tomorrow
Right.
Saturday. Yep. They'll be tomorrow night. They're not
Tomorrow
getting
night.
they have the worst flight. Takes off at 7 a.m. They have a 5 hour layover in Georgia, and then it gets here at 7:30. So they won't get home
Oh my
till
God.
like, let's say they're lucky and they get their luggage around 8. They won't get home till like 9:30, 10 with traffic.
That is a long
So
day.
I'm gonna be here, going to bed early.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, I'll
I'll,
see you in the morning.
yeah, yeah. I will not be picking you up at the airport. So I know we're seeing some pyramids that are close
Oh,
by.
yes. Yes,
And I think,
you have to obviously you'll document this, but I'm like
oh
living
yes,
through you.
yes, yes, yes,
That's gonna be
yes.
awesome.
I know. I'm pretty sure you can walk on these ones, which is cool because I've seen
Holy
the
shit.
Chichen Itza pyramids and you can't walk on them, obviously, because they're so old
Okay.
and like, they have to preserve them. These ones I believe you can. We're going to the name starts with the C, it's like Chapultepec or something like that. It is a castle in the city. So we're
Ooh.
going back to the city. It's like this big green area, a lot of trees, like very foresty. There's a castle, there's a park. So we're going there sometime next week. We're gonna take them to a Korean or like just an Asian influence restaurant at some point because like I said, there's a lot of good Asian restaurants in the city.
Mm.
I don't know what other plans we have. My aunt like planned most of it. So one of my aunts is still working and my other aunt is off next week. So I'm gonna fit in my working in the morning because my parents are not morning people. So I'm like,
Oh,
perfect. I
perfect.
will work in the morning.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
I'll get the work done then. So yeah, so that's but I think I don't know what we're doing today. It was kind of like working in the city. We were always trying to really get a lot of like city stuff in. So
Yeah.
working was not as much. So yesterday was like a big catch up day on like everything I was doing. And that's kind of today too,
Mm.
with like Black Friday coming up and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It has been this week has been weird energy. I don't know why for some reason, but like yesterday and today was like big catch up days, and I was like, I love my job. I love my job. Just like
Same,
moving through it. But speaking
same.
of, obviously this will come out in December. So like we're past Black Friday. But as we're recording it, let's talk about the holidays and like New Year's resolutions because obviously being in the nutrition and health and fitness world industry, this is a really important time of year for us to like show up not only for our clients obviously but like just to kind of remind people that we don't need to do all these crazy drastic things because I'm already getting like
Mhm,
so many crazy ads because like of the research that I do, like I get so many ads for like Noom or like just different like diet plans.
mhm.
um and I'm already like starting to get all these like flash sales and like different little things. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is what we need to talk about today because holy shit, overwhelming and like kind of
Mhm.
you know, those diets might feel like it's your only option because like you're getting blasted with them and like ads and all that. So, what is your personal experience? I think let's go into that first, like with the idea of like a New Year's resolution. In the past, like how would old Maddie think about that?
Hmm. Extreme, to put
Yeah.
it at the simplest term. I feel like I lived my life like 100 or nothing. Like if I get into
Yeah.
something, like I hyperfixate on it, and I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta learn everything about it, blah 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 blah. That's how I've always done things. And when I was younger and had literally no idea about nutrition, like protein, what's that? Like it was
Mm-hmm.
like I think I had at one point a yes list and a no list. And yes, I could have these foods whenever. And no, I remember putting chocolate pudding on my no list.
That
like
is like a
like
fever
what
dream.
I know. It literally is. It was like probably eighth, ninth grade, maybe somewhere around there.
Oh,
I know it's sad.
that
So
reminds me
I
of like the Weight Watchers. Had Weight Watchers kids for like a minute. And it was like
yeah.
green is yes food, yellow is like think about it, and red was like stop, like no food. And to
Hmm.
hear your kind of a similar experience with that is like, that's
Hmm.
why we also do what we do because of like little Maddie. And you've changed, but like
Hmm.
people listening to this, like they might still kind of be like living in that world.
Yeah. And when you don't have any idea or anyone you're looking up to for help,
Yeah.
or just like you're not sure where to look, you just kind of like take the stuff maybe that's the most popular or that has the best transformation photo or the
Mm,
best reviews for quick results. And that's basically what I did.
yeah.
I didn't do like I wasn't following a specific diet. I was just cutting out. Like I'd be like, no chips, and I wouldn't eat chips for
Mm,
like weeks and weeks and weeks. I ever remember like probably this was definitely high school, so maybe like let's see when we moved, probably maybe 10th, 11th grade. I remember I was like really I was making cookies with my grandma when she was alive, and I like didn't have any. I'm like, that's
mm,
really sad. Like I didn't have any cookies. Like it's a good memory to have baking them with her. But just like so like it was I could have one or I couldn't have any or I would eat them all. Like it was never like having that balance wasn't
yeah.
part of my lifestyle yet. So I couldn't enjoy things or, learn. I wasn't able to learn or know like the tools so I could enjoy those things. And something I sent you the other day, I saw someone on Facebook, and of course I'm not gonna name names, but they put like, "Oh, happy birthday to me! I had 3 bites of this carrot cake." Like, 1 second, sorry, my throat.
It's okay.
Yeah, she had 3 bites of this carrot cake. Happy birthday to me. And I was just like,
Yeah.
that is so sad. Now, if she
Yeah.
just wanted a couple bites, I'll be the first one to say it. Sometimes I just want a couple bites, something just to try it. I'm like, yeah, good.
Sure.
Like, I'm not really like wanting the whole thing. But if we are still in 2023 living our life where people still don't understand you can have balance and you can have these things and it's not going to take you completely off your goal, like
Yeah.
that just means we need to do more work and we need to
Right.
talk about it more and show people they can have balance.
Right. In a sense, the work is never done because there are still going to be people that haven't found the right uh message yet.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to Google or go on Pinterest. I'm wedding planning. I'm on Pinterest a lot. And every couple of, you know, days I notice that there are like pins, like if I'm on my explore page that's about like 21 like wedding detox or how to sculpt your arms for wedding, like blah blah blah, all these things that are very targeted, which
Hmm.
is not really a solution. It's just
Hmm.
kind of like
A quick fix,
as
band-aid.
something to like just pull you in and make you feel like, oh, this is gonna work. Like it says it's going to
Oh
work
yeah.
21 days. It's and
Yeah.
if I'm getting ready for my wedding and I want to feel confident and I want my arms to look good. Like I want, I want to feel my best. And I see that it's easy. It's like, oh, it shows me how to do the workouts. It says in 21 days this will happen. Duh, I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
But the reality is it's not like that.
Mhm.
And so it's hard and it's sad because then we have, women or people that we end up working with or that we see online and they're still in the mindset of I can only have 3 bites of my birthday cake. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I guarantee that they're not just wanting 3 bites. They're
Mhm.
sticking to I'm only allowed to have 3 bites because if you only wanted 3 bites, you might just show a picture of your birthday cake. And in
Mhm.
person, you'll just be, oh, good. Like, I'm not a huge sweets person, but I'm probably going to eat a whole slice of my birthday cake because I'm like, it's my birthday cake and it's good. I don't eat a lot of cake. So, like, let's go. So it's sad because the balance is like not talked about the same way that like what do I do after the diet is not talked about. It's like diet, 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 and extremes. And it's like, okay, get out of here. Where's the other stuff that actually
Yeah.
matters? But like especially big companies, they don't give a shit about that. Like if they talk about the process of a reverse diet, well then they lose so many customers. They want to keep
Yeah.
you dieted. They want to keep you losing weight. And great, you're losing weight. But no, at some point
Yeah.
we have to stop and that's why I get so I get very passionate this time of year because we're gearing up to go into the holidays. And people like yourself either go, well, past Maddie, no fun or all in. And you can, gain weight pretty quickly over the holidays if you have that all in mindset because,
Mhm.
when you don't give a fuck about what you're putting into your body, then
Mhm.
yeah, we might see some weight gain, but there is a way to like do it with balance. But it's just a lot of people are missing that
Mhm.
aspect of like what balance even is.
And they're not gonna show anything that's being promoted during the holidays before New Year's. They're not going to show you balance. They're
Nope.
just going to show you the drastic change in someone and sell you that because that's what you want. At this time, you're not looking for balance. No, you're not. You're looking for an immediate change, something fast. So, of course, you're not going to gravitate towards something that teaches you balance. I wrote a post sometime this past week about the taxis in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows at the top a car that's just deliberately, you could tell the top half is painted pink and the bottom half is painted white. And then the bottom part, and maybe we'll show us a picture so you can actually
Yeah,
see what I'm talking
I'll
about.
put it in.
Okay. The bottom half, you can tell the whole taxi looks like a taxi. It has numbers, it has titles on it, it looks legit. And in Mexico, it is very common where people paint their car to look like a taxi and then maybe will charge cheaper because they're not a real taxi, but then they'll like rob you. They'll like my aunt one and one and they double charged her. So it's the same thing with like health and fitness right now, is where companies come out and tell you, oh, we do this, we offer one-on-one coaching, we offer a meal plan, we offer, support, but in reality, they're just fake. They're just scamming you.
Yeah.
You're going to lose money on it. You're going to put your health in jeopardy. You're going to lose some sanity over it too, because whether you're losing weight or not losing it fast enough, or, you get mad because you rebound your weight, those taxis are the same thing that's in the health industry, like very, very the same.
Yeah, and it's interesting because certain programs are like Noom psychology. Psychology around your food. You're hardwired to eat this way. Okay,
Mhm.
it sounds really scientific and oh, that sounds really good. Like that
Mhm.
makes sense. And then we have support coaches. I have not really looked into it too much, but I guarantee you it's either like a bot that you're talking to or like somebody that has just done Noom. Like I
I
know
have a
like
client
different
that did it.
okay, do they have like I don't know if this is a new thing, but I do see on like ads and such that they have like a support system. And it's like you're running that big of a company. Like I doubt it's somebody that actually gives a fuck about me. Like I was do you have you watched is it House of Villain or something it's like reality TV villains, and Jax was on it, Jax Taylor. Um,
Mm.
and he was talking about how his wife Brittany like got a bag for like doing like a Jenny Craig deal. And she's promoting it
Wow.
and all that sort of stuff, which like obviously like I was like pretty certain that she got paid to do it. But
Oh, yeah.
it comes across, somebody that's just like, oh my God, I see it on my TV. Like Brittany from Vanderpump did it. Like, let me try it. She had great results. And it's just like, it's upsetting that they pay people so much money to like endorse like a shitty fucking product and like
I
pre-made
know.
meals. And it's like, why don't we like stop looking up to that? And I know it's easier for us being on the other side of it, but I was
Yeah.
like so bullshit whenever I saw her start doing those like Jenny Craig ads. I was like, no, we've
I
lost
mean,
another one.
we've talked about this before. If they would stop drinking, like as if they're on a mission to destroy their liver, and would have lead a healthier lifestyle, they wouldn't need that crap. Like,
Yeah, and
remember
I
the
think it was like
Botox?
I think it was like her postpartum journey. So then in my
Uh,
mind, like it also kind of put because people already feel pressure like postpartum, but then it also like I feel like put this tone on it that like I did this for my postpartum journey and I lost this weight and blah 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 blah. And it almost again puts like more of a sense of pressure that like this is what you should or what you have to do to like see results on like a postpartum journey. I was
I
just
want to
like,
look that up. Was it recent that she posted that?
she's had a deal with Jenny Craig for like a bit, but the episode of like I don't know if it's called House of Villain, but it's something like that. Jax is on like a villain-esque reality TV show. Um,
Mhm.
and he had mentioned it, but it just again like you're gonna very likely see ads for different companies like saying join
Mhm.
for a very small amount of money and maybe get your first month free or your first 10 meals free, but you don't have to pay a company to get shitty meals that are way, way low calories because that's the thing. It's not magic food. It's not like they're putting like
No,
fairy dust in their food. It's just
no.
really low calorie. So you're going to be starving,
Pre-portioned.
pre-portioned. And it's like, have you ever seen like, I've seen people like do little unboxings when they're following these sorts of diets and it'll be like a brownie and it's like tiny. I'm like, that's a meal? You are
Yeah,
going to be hungry in 10 minutes. You're going to be hungry when you're eating
yeah,
it. Like it's
yeah.
sad. It's sad. But I mean, how do you talk to your clients like going into the new year? I just signed on a couple of like newer clients and that's at the top of, you know, my brain like okay, we need to have these conversations about how we want to approach that because I don't think it's bad to have New Year's goals and
Yeah.
resolutions, especially with your health, but I think we need to be smart and we need to plan and
Mhm.
not just be like crazy about it.
Yeah, crazy girl.
But
Um,
it is a girl.
it definitely depends on how long I've had the client.
True.
Great example. This one client, we just celebrated our 1 year, like a month or two ago, and we haven't touched a diet yet. We have just been reverse dieting.
Love.
Mind you, she's a little bit older in her 60s. So getting her on board to eat more food was a bit of a struggle. So the first couple months we were just like tracking and we started lifting weights and she was like slowly like, this is a lot of food. And then her very good friend is my other client as well. And she was like, you need to eat more food. And she goes, okay, fine. So she started eating more
Stop
food.
it. I
Yes.
love that. I love when other clients like help remind them and like
Yeah.
influence them.
Uh-huh.
That is so dope. I love
Yeah.
that.
I know, it's so cute. And so now, maybe 6 months ago, she was like, I really want to diet. When am I going to be able to diet? Which is totally a valid question when you have weight to lose, you want to diet.
Sure.
And I had to explain to her, like, we are still not eating enough food. I want to give you the best freaking results in a diet phase possible. we need to get us eating more food. So we can diet when you get on board to eating more food. She left that conversation going, I'm going to eat more food. I want to diet. So
Yeah.
now, right. So now we have it planned out. Starting in January, we're doing our first diet phase after she's eating now close to 1900 calories consistently for
Slay.
months of doing that. So yeah, it's going to be perfect timing. So
I
for
love that.
clients that, we've been working it together while we are eating a ton of food, we plan out in advance when we're going to diet based on their schedule. And obviously, a lot of them want to do it around January, which is fine with me because through the holidays, we're not dieting. We are
Right.
just, maintaining.
And
But for
I
example,
think that's an important part to
yeah,
just remind people that it
yeah,
is okay to start a diet in January post
yeah,
holidays, but we also want to remind you, and maybe we can talk about this because it will be, coming out in December. It might be a little bit late, but it's fine. That there are ways to go into the holidays and
mhm,
not have this fuck it mindset.
mhm.
But what were you saying? I just wanted to add that in so I didn't forget.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was saying like for newer clients,
Yeah.
I always remind them that like our timeline is our timeline and it's not based on, exterior things. Maybe you do have like an event coming up you want to feel great for. And depending on that, we could try to fit a diet phase in, but I'm always going to remind them my goal is to get your body set as much as possible to do a really good diet phase and have your body respond. Do
Mm,
you want to try a diet and waste time and your body not respond because you don't have the healthy lifestyle habits yet? You don't have the routine down yet. You're not lifting consistently yet. Your sleep is crap, right?
yeah.
Um, you're stressed out. So I'm always going to remind them like we need to cover these basics first before we jump into that. Because when you're not prepared and you try a diet, like you're not going to get good results.
Mm-mm. No, 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 no. It's so true. But it's hard for a lot of clients or people listening to conceptualize that because they've done
Yeah.
diets before and they lost weight in 4 weeks. But it always happens that like the diet was too hard to follow, especially
Yep.
you're going into the holidays. You're like, I want to enjoy myself. I want to have some drinks or I want to eat certain holiday food that might not be fitting into my diet or that might not be available all year round, etc.
Yep.
So it's hard to um, show them and explain to them and really conceptualize why we have to be prepared for a diet because they've done
Yeah.
diets that they're like, I wasn't fucking prepared for it. I just did it and I got results. But
Right.
on the other hand, maybe you gained the weight back. So did it work out fully?
Yes.
Um, and
Yes. Were you able
that's a
to
hard one.
maintain
Mm-hmm.
yeah, were you able to maintain those results? Like whenever I have someone, a client, and maybe we're butting heads or someone who's interested in coaching and they're very adamant on doing things the way they've always done them, I remind them like, and where did that get you?
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Still wanting results, right? Because you weren't able to maintain them. Like my goal isn't to do only things you want to do, right? People hire us because they want to do them right. So sometimes we do, have to challenge the way we think about things. If we want a result we haven't gotten before, we can't do it the way we've always been trying.
Yeah, I'll even give you my own personal example. Earlier this week, my coach Kelsey, we were in Voxer doing a little check-in, and she's like, "Hey, girlfriend, last couple of days, our calories have been a little lower." And I'm like, "Yeah, they have. They definitely have." And I've just been nauseous, and they're like with like fall back time, it's fucking dark at 5 o'clock. And I was lazy and I just didn't want to eat. I was like, yep. And she's like, well, you told me a timeline that you would like to start dieting. And I'm like, I sure did. And she's like, so what are we going to do? And I was like, we are going to eat. We are going to make sure that goal is hit. And I can really empathize with the
Yep.
empathize. Yeah, with my clients because like yeah, I'm human too and like there are going to be days where I'm feeling lazy or I'm tired and I'm like I just don't want to eat this much food. But
Hmm.
I also know that I'm going to wake up fucking hungry. So
Hmm.
let's eat our food. And
Hmm.
it is okay to be working for a future goal. Like the things that
Mhm.
we're doing right now, the things that I'm doing right now, it's working towards a future goal. So I like to even use my own experiences when I'm talking to clients. I'll be like, hey, you're in a reverse, I'm in a reverse. I am right there with you. Some days it's hard, but how can we make it easier? What can we do? Because
Mhm.
when you're so used to, you have a client that's so used to under eating a lot of food becomes challenging. And so
Yeah.
bringing the energy of like, I know this is new. I know we've never done this before.
Yeah.
How can I help you make it easier? This is what I do. How can we tweak it to fit you and to ultimately help you get the best result? Not the quickest
Yeah.
result, not doing the plan that like makes you happy, but like working
Mhm.
to actually creating like this beautiful result that
Mhm.
didn't F your metabolism, that didn't
Mhm.
stress you out, and that's actually like sustainable, meaning
Mhm.
you're not going to gain the weight back, or we're not going to be, having to like redo this whole protocol because it was too intense. Um, and that's what like mass like dieting plans or like different like pre-bought foods and all that sort of stuff like that, they don't consider you as a human and like those factors. It's
Mhm.
just like, here's a low calorie diet. Good luck.
Here's a good question to ask yourself when you're like, okay, do I do the option of pre-made meals, a coach that kind of seems fishy or whatever it is, military diet, I don't know, something crappy like that. Do I do that? I
No.
know. I
Stop.
know. Do I do do I do that? Or do I invest in something that might take longer?
Yeah.
Think about this. Do you want to do something that maybe you get, in 3 to 6 months, maybe the first, let's say 3 months, you get the result, but then you slowly find yourself, or even fast, coming back to where you were, or even in a worse position than where you were. So by the end of 6 months, you're like, why did I do that? I wasted all that money, wasted that time. I gained weight in the end. Or do you see yourself, hitting your goal in 6 months, like to a year, right? Because you're spending time getting your body ready to do a successful diet phase. And then you can do a diet phase. And then you have your goal, maybe even farther past your goal, like you exceeded it in like a year. Of course, it's like that's why people pick those options because
Yeah.
yeah, 3 months, I want to feel freaking banging. I don't want to invest all that time. Well, newsflash, the time is going to pass anyway. It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
going to pass anyway. I would much rather get a much better return on my investment, spend the time getting my body ready, and then having spent 3 months in a diet phase or whatever it is and seeing results compared to seeing my results fast and then seeing everything go away quickly.
I feel like that is not the mindset. However, like it's like, yes, I've done these diets before and I failed, but this time I won't fail. And
Yeah,
it might be hard to get past that idea of like, I'm not going to fail. But ultimately, it's not even you failing. It's just that
right.
this diet was
It's
not designed to be long term effective.
right.
And not only like did you waste time and money, like also your confidence takes a huge fucking blow because you're like, what is wrong with me that I can't just, not eat
Get this
carbs
to
or cut
work.
out sugar
Uh-huh.
or blah blah blah. And it's like
Mhm.
that right there is actually the problem. Like if we're trying so desperately to follow a diet that has us cutting out so much food, it's like, this is your reminder and wake up call that like you don't have to do that. I mean,
Mhm.
it's so sad, and like it makes me
Cringe.
so mad and cringe when I see these companies like push these insane diets or even like fucking like detoxes all over fucking TikTok or like Bloom Nutrition. It's like,
Oh, this is what got my bloating down.
No, it
No, I'm
didn't. No,
sorry.
it
That is
didn't.
not like,
You're a
no.
liar. Or it's like a totally unrelated video and they're just like putting the greens in and then like drinking. And then it's like, okay, shut up. You're obviously getting paid for this. Like, I don't believe you. The reason why you're pooping and your bloating is going away is probably because you're like chugging coffee. Like, I just
Hmm.
don't believe you. And it sucks because like I actually
Hmm.
had a friend, she like texted me and she's like, what do you think about like Bloom greens? And I'm like, big L, big fat L. Do
Hell.
not take those. But
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
you see all this stuff on social media. You see people like saying, this is what I did, and these are the results that I got, and they're the results that you want. So like
Yeah.
it's so I don't judge when clients are just people like they
Yeah.
do these sorts of things because I get it. If you have no idea what to do, you're probably gonna do what you're seeing is really popular because it's like, well, that
Yeah.
worked. So, Matt, it makes me like my blood gets like so get boiled. I'm like, stop posting this, or like, I
I
don't know,
know.
be honest. Like, just be like, yeah, they reached out to me and they said they were gonna pay me. So like, at least let me try it. Like, just be more like fucking real. Like,
And it's like you said, like Alex Earl has done Bloom commercials. She did a commercial for Peloton. I'm like, I'm sure she's literally never been on that in
she
her life.
did
Like,
this ad for, I think it was like a fitness app or something. And it was like, I travel all the time, and these are the workouts that I do. But then I've also seen her do like what I eat in a day, and it's like very low calories.
mm,
So my mind goes to, you could be doing these workouts. I have no idea. But what I see you post for food is really
scary.
not a lot of food, barely any carbs. So
Hmm.
as somebody that knows things about nutrition and how the body works, I'm going to assume that we're looking maybe the way we are because we're just not eating enough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary. And it's like, then I think about the generation, the young 20-year-olds that see
Yeah.
that. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
that's what she does. And she's
like they're in college
beautiful.
like
But like,
her,
yeah.
and they're
Well,
seeing,
is she in college
well, she
still?
just graduated. So but they're when she kind of came up on TikTok,
Yeah.
um she was in college and like
Yeah.
she's beautiful, like objectively. And so I like I could imagine like, thinking back to like when we were in
Yeah.
college, like if I saw
Yeah.
her, I would be like, damn, I'm busted. What the fuck's wrong with me?
Same though. Honestly, anyone who is 15 years old right now, 10 even, they're like drop dead gorgeous. I looked like there's so many pictures around
Yes.
here of I'll have to do like a video of all the baby pictures. Like it looks like my family died because it's like a shrine of how many photos of us there are in this I know. We're the only grandkids, so that makes sense.
Okay,
But
for
there
sure.
were some really, really, that's actually a cute picture. I have to show that. Really, really rough pictures. Like my very tomboy phase where I was playing basketball. And I'm just saying, like that age, there's girls that look like, oh, you know who Alabama is? What's her
Alabama
face?
Barker.
Yes.
She
Do you know how old she
yeah.
is?
I like 16 or 17, but like it's kind of uncomfortable because I feel like people definitely like sexualize her in the comments and like
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes.
sure growing up the way that she did and like being in the spotlight
Yeah.
and that sort of stuff
Grew
like
up fast.
right, but it makes me very uncomfortable. If I do see the video, I hit not interested because I'm like, there are
Mm,
creepers in her comment section and like that's gross. Like
yes.
I'm like 99% sure she's not 18. And like even
Yeah.
if like you're a freshly 18-year-old, like gross, like don't be like
Yeah.
creepy. But yeah, she looks like
But I bring
old.
Yeah, I bring her up because her and maybe her friend has to be like 14, honestly.
There, yeah,
The makeup,
it's a
the
lot.
makeup. I was just like, here's my makeup routine. Ready? Easy. I wash my face. I
Check,
put under eye cream,
check,
face cream,
check.
tinted sunscreen.
Love, yes.
I don't even use foundation,
You
tinted
gotta do
sunscreen.
brows.
I didn't do them today, so don't look at them. They look flat. Yeah, I do
Look
the
at
brows
mine.
first. They look good. I do I use got to be that yellow bottle. I do
Yes.
that first, then I put that stuff on, and then I put blush and then a
Hmm.
little bit of highlighter on my eyes as eyeshadow because I'm too lazy. Curl my eyelashes, which are look straight as a board right now. Don't know what happened. And that's literally it. Mascara. I
Yeah.
don't have the bandwidth or the mental capacity or the skill like to do like I look at videos of what is it called? You know what
Contouring?
I'm talking contouring. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that is like magic. Like I just don't have the energy capacity. I don't know how we got in this topic,
You
but
crack me
and
up.
what's too
You're
hard?
like,
But
contouring is magic. It's like, girl,
it's
I think we need to give Maddie a little tutorial because I definitely can't do makeup like the celebs, but I can
yeah.
contour. So maybe we need to give Maddie a trial. But like, I think it also depends like how you grew up. Like I think,
Hmm.
maybe, and this is not me saying like wear as much makeup as you want. I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah, I don't care.
slay, it looks amazing. There are days where I love to just like beat it up and I love to like look so done. And then other days where I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to like, when you have that access to makeup
Yeah.
artists and you just like you have to grow up earlier, then there probably comes this sort of pressure to look good. And then
Hmm.
it's like it just the pressure keeps intensifying and it's like we
Hmm.
don't feel pressure to have to show up in a certain way because we're like
Hmm.
nobody like what some like weirdo dudes are gonna judge us on the internet. Okay,
Hmm.
imagine like being
Maybe.
like a like 16, 17 years old and that pressure like that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's like bringing it back to New Year's diets and
Yeah.
everything. We're still stuck in this cycle because, yes, the younger generation does not go on Facebook as much anymore. It's all like 40, 50, 60. So they're not going to get hit with those ads, but they're
Yeah.
getting hit with the Alex Earls using
Yeah.
Bloom. It's just,
Yeah.
and it's just like the same
It's
shit
this.
with a
Yeah.
different face, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
still I've seen like some shred pills,
Yeah.
crappy workout things, but now it's just on TikTok. So it's like that continual cycle of abuse, basically.
Yes. Yeah. It's all the same. And like you're so right. Like Facebook is totally like Boomerville. And so they're going to get these ads for like different
Boomerville.
diets. And then you go maybe
Yeah.
on Instagram and then you get certain ads for certain diets or programs. Um,
Yep.
and then you go on TikTok and you get different things. And so everybody's being hit. And the
Yep.
algorithm's smart. If you're fucking interacting with something, you're like, oh wow, maybe that person looks really good. Maybe I should follow like the plan that they're doing. You're just gonna get hit with more and more. And eventually it's
Yep.
like, I'll buy it. I'll buy in because whatever I'm doing is not working. But
Yep.
it's hard, man. And like going back to, it's so funny because like you'll see like the videos on TikTok and it's like 15-year-olds now, and then like 15-year-olds or when I was 15.
Oh,
And me and my friends were like making like weird music videos and like just doing really weird shit. And I'm just like,
we were too.
what? Like now I just feel like so in a way so lucky to not be like a
Yep.
15-year-old, 16-year-old right now because like we were posting weird ass shit on Facebook. We were making videos on each other's walls. Like we were embarrassing. Like looking at my Facebook memories, I'm like delete, delete, delete. This is cringy.
But
And
we
if
were
I,
having such
yeah,
a good
we were having
childhood.
fun. It was fun. Like we were like, we didn't give a fuck. We were
Yeah.
like, we're cool, we're cute, we're doing this. But now it's like everything has to be so aesthetically pleasing and you have to like know all of the trends and the makeups and all that sort of stuff. Like I cannot imagine having to be like young again, like in high school or even
No.
middle school. Some of these middle schoolers are like fucking stunning on me with like their like the shit they wear. I'm like, oh my God, like it's
I
so much
know.
pressure. And I think that pressure, if you don't learn how to kind of not overcome it, but kind of like work through it and like realize that like we don't need to like live to meet other people's standards. When you don't work through that, then like you grow up into like your adulthood still feeling that pressure to follow certain diets, to join different, programs, to subscribe to like what everybody is doing. And it's like that's why we're here. We are putting an end to to
Yeah.
this mindset. It's crazy
Yeah.
though. Like part of me gets a little sad when I see certain things and I'm like, fuck, like after all the people that we have helped collectively, like with our coaching and our business, it's like this is why like we care so deeply because we're like, I just want to continue to like help more and more
Save
women
people.
save. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's
seriously.
such like a confidence thing and
Hmm.
like being able to make decisions for yourself. Like I made a post the other day and the title of it was like I'm a rich ass bitch.
Yes.
I can't get like one line out without being like blah, blah.
It's all right.
The title is I'm a rich ass bitch and the picture looked rich to be honest. I was like sitting on
The
like
outfit
the roof.
was slaying. The hair was
Oh, it was so cute.
slaying. Maddie was
Yeah.
slaying.
I was like, take a moment. Does my hair look like it's finally long again? Remember when I
Yes.
cut six
It
inches
looks very
off?
long. It does. Like that ponytail is ponytailing.
Love it. Thank God. Never getting a haircut again. Anyway, so I just wrote how I am emulating the person I want to be. I'm buying the things a rich woman would buy. I am acting the way they would act. I am, buying quality things, not crappy things. I'm pretending to be her until I am her. That's how it is. Same thing with health and wellness, right? If you want to be someone that works out early, you have to start going to bed earlier. You want to be someone that eats healthy, you have to start putting healthy food in your fridge. You have to pretend to be that person than you are. I had this woman comment and she was saying how it's a generation gap maybe that, I am retaking the word bitch in her eyes, weak men and people, call her a bitch for, showing different things. And, it's hard because she wants to be confident, but people are saying these things. And I just responded like, I get it. Like, bitch does have a bad connotation, but like, I don't seek to like fit other people's molds or seek for their acceptance or I
Mm,
don't get validation from others. If you think I'm a bitch, like, okay,
I
like,
don't
I
care.
don't,
I
yeah,
am.
I don't know. But like, if we're living our life to seek someone else's validation, you're never going to be happy.
True.
So
True.
never going to be happy. So that's, I mean, and a lot of people, not a couple people liked it because it's the truth. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to live the way I want to live. And I'm not going to do a crappy diet just because my friend is doing it or because my friend thinks I need to go on it. Because everyone has friends at some point in their life that say, like, you should do this or you should do that, giving unwanted advice. And it's just, we have to remember, like, we have to do things for ourselves. And if you're always seeking someone's validation, you're never going to be happy ever.
Yeah. And I find that certain like older generations of women and men are they will not admit it, but they are intimidated or feel threatened by like younger, powerful women. And like, even just like
Yeah.
calling yourself a bitch and just like being like, it's like, you can't talk like that or boo. It's like threatening. It's like, no, I am confident and I am going to come and talk
Yeah.
like this because there was a point where I wasn't. And there was a point where I subscribed
Yes.
to what everybody else thought that I should do or how I
Yep.
thought I had to fit into society or look. So I'm going to fucking say what I want to say.
Yeah.
And I'm going
Like,
to
who made
say
the
it with
rule?
passion. Yeah. Who made the rules?
Yep.
Like, my favorite
Yep.
fucking video of Taylor Swift ever is when she spoke out against a certain it was like during I think it was during the 2020 election and she like spoke out against there was a certain politician in Nashville and she's like this is not the Nashville I know like this is you're being so hateful and I forget what she said but the video is just like so powerful she's like I don't care if I lose money or fans and that sort of stuff like I am going to speak out for what I believe is right and it doesn't matter and like the amount of people that registered to vote, like, uh sequentially after she had
Increase?
like come out with this, went way up. Like her young
Wow.
fans like probably were like, oh shit, like Mama Taylor is like speaking her mind, and I love this. And it just like,
Yeah.
it makes me so happy and like just empowered to see women just like speak up and use their voice and not really give a fuck. Like there are definitely some like people in my life that I do have, conflict with, and they may or may not be family. And it's just like I'm always going to speak my voice about things because like I am confident enough to do that. You're not going to tell me otherwise. And I'm also doing it for like younger Ali because she wouldn't have spoken up. She wouldn't
Mhm.
have acted on what I wanted to do. And it really
Mhm.
does go back to like the confidence of how I look in the mirror and the
Mhm.
education that I have to make smart choices with my health and with my nutrition. Because like at
Mhm.
one point in time, it was like, oh, I'll just do whatever everybody else was doing and I hope
Mhm.
it works. And it was just like that little shell of a human was just like, I don't know how to be confident. And when you
Mhm.
find that confidence, honestly, with your health, with your fitness, knowing how to fuel your body or like achieve the goals that you have been working so hard for, it flows into other areas. And so I love the idea of like
Mhm.
embodying the person that I want to be. I love that. Like that was
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I had a client that the same one who was struggling to eat more food, she now eating more food, but she
Yes.
got a new haircut. She's like, I would have never been confident enough to get this new haircut, and I did
Wow.
it. And
I
she
love
freaking
that.
rocks it. It looks so cool. And it's just cool, like what becoming confident with your lifestyle can do for overall confidence and how you lead your
Yeah.
life. And like I always say, like if you want to be a better boss, a better mom, better sister, better friend, like take care of your body, you
Yeah.
will show up so much differently. Like you will show up a better person in so many ways besides weighing less and wearing smaller clothing. Like
Right.
that could be your goal from the beginning. That is totally fine. Whatever gets you in the door, I always say, whatever gets you into fitness, whatever gets you into eating better, that's fine. But over time, you're going to find that your choices and the results and once you surpass those goals, you're going to find new things that are even deeper and new
Mhm.
ways that it benefits your life than just weighing less.
Yeah, and even to piggyback off of that, I have found with clients that the confidence doesn't always come when the scale reads a certain number or the clothes are different.
Mhm.
Like sometimes just the act of doing and having a plan and knowing that that plan is designed for you and it is going to get you to your goals. Like we're talking about it, we're like,
Mhm.
we are doing this for a certain reason. Just having that knowledge, the confidence kind of shows through and
Mhm.
we'll talk and they'll be like I just feel better, like I feel like I look better in my clothes
Mhm.
and nothing maybe changed,
Mhm.
nothing has changed physically, but knowing that you are doing something for yourself, for your health, it's a
Mhm.
solid plan, you know why you're doing it, you're understanding. Sometimes that confidence just comes out of nowhere and it's like that is the coolest thing because like think back to, when you were younger. I was always like, if I'm this certain number on the scale, I will feel good. I will feel happy. And it was never
Yep.
fucking true. It was never true. And so being able to watch these women just like grow and have this confidence unfold just because they simply put themselves first for probably the
Mhm.
first time in a while, that is the
Mhm.
shit that like that is so cool. That is so cool. And then,
That is
of
really cool to
course,
watch that.
it comes into like then they're seeing success and all this sort of stuff and then they feel really good. But just that feeling of like I'm actually putting myself first and I'm confident in my decision. I'm not
Mhm.
worried about, going to the office party and there's going to be donuts and like I really have to fucking resist. I can actually talk to my coach and be like, "Hey, how can I make this work? Can I have a donut? Like what does that look like?" And
Mhm.
oh man, like that's the shit that I love about signing on and bringing on new clients in like January when it's like a really fun time to focus on your health and your fitness, because we
Mhm.
get to watch that evolution throughout the year of like who
Yeah.
they started at the beginning of the year versus where they end up. And like it makes me so happy. I'm like smiling like very big right now because like it actually is the coolest journey to watch unfold.
Yeah, going from, not using the best methods to like, oh wow, like this is what it means to understand food and this
Yeah.
is what it means to, actually be hungry, and crave different foods, when they're like, well, my palate's changing. But those are all
Yeah.
cool, very cool experiences that have nothing to do with the scale or what you look like, just internally. And that's
Right.
super cool.
And I like how you said whatever gets you in the door, because so true. So true. If we can if we can have women trust themselves and they sign up to work with us, their goals might be one thing, and we can, work through it, help them kind of understand that, see what's happening, but we will slowly see that goal change and they're like, oh yeah, I feel good, like I'm not really concerned about the scale anymore, like scale didn't affect me this week. And it's like,
Mhm,
that's awesome, because when you first
mhm,
came to me, that was a really big concern. So
mhm,
I love it. Like the whole process. It is way deeper than like, here's some calories, here's some meals you can
mhm,
buy, here's a 20-minute
mhm,
workout. Like it is goes so much deeper than that, but
mhm,
it's kind of hard to get there. That mindset can be a little bit tricky, but I hope y'all listening to this can kind of get to see how like to see that it is worth it, that like we are not quick fix coaches, but like it is worth it to not be a quick fix coach, because like we actually care, like we want you to have
mhm,
long-term success. Like great, you lost weight in 3 months, I don't care, like I want you to actually be healthy. I want to
mhm.
teach you things versus just like throwing like a meal plan at you, because you're a human. You're not just a fucking number in this like big company. Like you actually matter, which is a really important thing. And I think subconsciously, and maybe this is going deep, but that when you sign up for like, you're signing up and like buying into a big company, maybe on some
Mhm.
level there's like a lack of confidence. Like I don't matter that much to like pay a little bit more or invest in a little bit more. Like I'm
Yeah.
just another person trying to lose weight, which couldn't be
Yeah.
further from the truth.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason when I hired my last coach, like I've interviewed 10
Yes.
and w- I know. And I hired the first one I talked to, which is funny. But one of them, I saw they had really good results on their Instagram. Like I knew someone that worked there. I kind of got some good feedback. But then I also heard that they have a lot of clients and you don't hear back from your coach that fast and you're kind of lost in the numbers. And I was like, that is not what I want. Like
Mm-hmm.
I like and this is for my autoimmune, so it's very specific and very like it affects my life daily. I
Yeah.
need someone that I can talk to and that I trust and who kind of went through the same experience as me. And who maybe I would have had a great experience with the other one, I don't know, but based on the fact there was a lot of people, I was just like, I'm not comfortable with this. I want to be with someone who's going to treat me and talk to me and be there for me. And,
Yeah.
and that's why it's hard, I think, for people to find the right thing because there's so many options and it's like option fatigue, and
Yeah.
I could have been like, I'll try them, let's see. But I was like, no, I'm gonna listen to my gut. So
Yeah. Yeah. I always get stuck in the analysis paralysis, and my anxieties like
same.
come in like, oh my God, there's either something wrong with everybody or there's something great about everybody or whatnot. Um, but as I work with, coaches or whoever I work with, I always, my biggest concern and something that I value is are they going to know my story? Do they know my partner's name? Do they know that I have cats? Do they know where I live? Do they know all of my dieting
Mhm.
history? Like, do they remember those things? Because that's really important to me. I remember the weirdest shit about my clients, but I'm like, I love that because like they're not a number to me. And that allows us to have a journey that's like really magical and like a place that they can trust. Because again,
Mhm.
with your health and a fitness journey, if you don't trust the process, you're not gonna stick with something. And you're very likely gonna go back to just like a diet that you've done before that you know works short term and that can get you, you know, snatched for an event you have or, you know, a friend's wedding. But what do you do after? Like we're very concerned about like the longevity and that comes with trust. But
Mhm.
yeah. Is there anything where I'm like watching the clock right now as
I
we
know,
do?
we're at an hour. I'm
Is there
hungry.
anything that you want to recap or leave people with?
I think your summation was really good. You know, back to kind of what I said, like think about the time. Do
Yeah.
you want to spend time doing a quick thing, getting quick results, and then going back to where you were worse? Or do you want to invest more time and be able to maintain results and maintain this new lifestyle and have tools like in your toolbox that you can keep implementing over time? That's the difference. It's going to take longer.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be honest. It will take longer, but you will have much, much better results that will last, hopefully, a lifetime.
Yeah. And you'll actually have the knowledge and understanding
Yeah.
versus just
Nothing.
not
Yeah.
having a fucking clue and just kind of like
Yeah.
following something blindly, which is not very empowering. And we are all about empowering our clients over here.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was good. I
Okay.
loved that. Let's take it out, Maddie.
Thank you guys so much for listening and watching the Kind of Hot, Kind of Healthy. Please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review us so we can reach more women just like you. You can find us finally on Apple Podcasts. It took forever. Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you can stream podcasts. If you have a burning question about life, friendships, health, and want our 2 cents, email us at kindahotpod@gmail.com. That's KINDAHOTPOD@gmail.com. We love to include this, so make sure to email us. We do have our giveaway. We're giving away a Lululemon gift card. So make sure you rate the podcast on Spotify or subscribe to YouTube. Screenshot or on Apple as well. Screenshot the review, tag us, show us that you subscribed, and put it in your stories. I don't know what happened there. We'll be picking the winner on January 11th, and we'll be announcing it on January 12th. That's it.
Awesome.